Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Isnanda Sidiq Hanifah with student ID number 2102-1030-1078 from Class B Economic Education Study Program, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, University of Jember. How are you guys? I hope you are always healthy and happy, okay? By the way, do you have any plans in the future? Do you want to continue your study after graduating or immediately look for a job? If you want to get straight to work, I have some tips for you. When you apply for a job, there is usually a series of selections to get the position that you want. One of them is interview selection. Interview can be high stress and set to driving situation, especially if it's your first interview. A little practice and preparation always pays off. While we can know exactly what an employer will ask. And here, 10 common interview questions along with advice and how to answer them. Check this out. Number 1. Could you tell me about yourself and describe your background in brief? Interviewers like to hear stories about candidates. Talk about a relevant incident that made you keen on the profession you are pursuing and follow up by discussing your education. In the story, weave together how your academic training and your passion for the subject or industry the company specializes in, combined with your work experience, make you a great fit for the job. And the example is Nan, I was looking your CV and your experience is very interesting. I want to find out more today. Thank you. I'm also happy to talk more about it. Nice. Let's dive in. So, could you tell me about yourself and describe your background in brief? First of all, I'll thank you for giving me the opportunity and I'm happy to be here today. I come from a small town where opportunities are limited. Since good schools were a rarity, I started using online learning to stay up to date with the best. That's where I learned to code, and then I went on to get my certification as a computer programmer. After I got my first job as a front-end coder, I continued to invest time in mastering both front and back-end languages, tools, and frameworks. Number 2, how did you hear about this position? Employers want to know whether you are actively seeking out their company, heard of the role from a recruiter, or were recommended to the position by a current employee. In short, they want to know how you got to them. If someone recommended you for the position, be sure to say their name and explain why he or she took you to be perfect fit. If you sought out the role yourself, be clear about what caught your eyes. Extra bonus point if you can align your values with the company and their mission. You want to convince the hiring manager that you chose their company over all other companies for a few specific reasons. And the example is, how did you hear about this position? I learned about the position through LinkedIn as I've been following your company's page for a while now. I'm really passionate about the work you're doing in X, Y, and Z areas, so I was excited to apply. The required skills match well with the skills that I have, and it seems like a great opportunity for me to contribute to your mission, as well as a great next move for my career. Number 3, what type of work environment do you prefer? Be sure to do your homework on the organization and its culture before the interview. Your research will be safe you here. Your preferred environment should closely align to the company's workplace culture, and if it doesn't, it may not be the right fit for you. For example, you may find on the company's website that they have a flat organizational structure or that they prioritize collaboration and autonomy. These are keywords you can mention in your answer to this question. And the example is, our culture appears bottom up from the outside, but in reality, it's a really laid-back community with little competition among employees. How about you? What type of work environment do you prefer? That sounds great to me. I like fast-paced work environment because they make me feel like I'm always learning and growing. But I really thrive when I'm collaborating with team members and helping people reach a collective goal as opposite to competing. My last internship was at an organizational with assembly culture, and I really enjoyed that balance. Number 4. How do you deal with pressure or stressful situation? The employer wants to know, do you hold down the fort or crumble under pressure? They want to make sure that you won't have a meltdown when the pressure becomes intense and deadlines are looming. The ability to stay calm under pressure is a highly prized talent. Share in instance when you remain calm despite the turmoil. And the example is this is. How do you deal with pressure or stressful situation? I realize stressful situations are always going to come up, and I definitely have had to learn how to navigate them throughout my career. I think I get better at it with every new experience. While working on a new product launch at my last company, for example, things were not going according to plan with my team. Instead of pointing fingers, my first reaction was to take a step back and figure out some strategies around how we could resolve the problem at hand. Previously, I may have defaulted to panicking in that situation, so being calm and collected was definitely a step forward and helped me approach the situation with more clarity. Number 5. Do you prefer working independently or on a team? Your answer should be informed by the research you've done on the company culture and the job in question. Nevertheless, you should expect the most work environment will have some team aspect. When you answer this question, highlight the best traits of your personality and how they fit the job requirements. It could also be in your interest to answer this question by highlighting the advantage and disadvantage of both situations. Do you prefer working independently or on a team? I enjoy a blend of the two. I like having a team to strategize with, get deserved opinions from, and reach out to for feedback. But I'm also comfort taking on assignments that require me to work independently. I find I do some of my best work when I can focus alone in a quiet space. But I really value collaborating with my teammates to come up with the best ideas. Number 6. When you're balancing multiple projects, how do you keep yourself organized? Employers want to understand how you use your time and energy to stay productive and efficient. They're also looking to understand if you have your own system for staying on track with the work beyond the company schedules and workflow plans. Be sure to emphasize that you adhere to deadlines and take them seriously. When you're balancing multiple projects, how do you keep yourself organized? I'm used to juggling projects at my current job when I'm often moving between coding one software program to another. I use the time boxing technique to make sure they're all on track. Allocating time on my calendar for certain tasks, I found it really helped me prioritize what needs to get done first. And it holds me accountable for the more repetitive day-to-day tasks I'm responsible for. Number 7. What did you do in the last year to improve your knowledge? This question may come up as a result of the pandemic. Employers want to know how people use their time differently. Now that you don't have to feel scared about answering this question if you didn't spend your time brushing up on your skills or taking course. We learn from any experience we have. If you spend time honing your professional skills, you may say the following this. What did you do in the last year to improve your knowledge? The extra time on my plate really allowed me to get introspective around when I want to take my career. I read a lot of journals to keep abreast of the latest ideas in my field and sharpened my skills by taking some online courses, such as computer programming course, English course, and design course. And if you choose to work on your personal development, you could say something like the following this. Like everyone else, I too gained someone last year for not having to travel 2 hours a day to and from work. I decided to spend my time on things I love. So I got back to learn how to play the guitar and journaling. I feel it brought me closer to myself and has been really great for my mental health and productivity. Number 8, what are your salary expectations? Before you walk in for your first interview, you should already know what the salary is for the position you're applying to. Check out websites such as Crusader, Fishbowl, or Vault.com for salary information. You also ask people in the field by reaching out to your community on LinkedIn. And the example this. And now, what are your salary expectations? Based on my skills and experience and on the current industry rates, I'm looking at a salary around 4 until 5 million rupiah, very relevant to the position that I want. Number 9, are you applying for other jobs? Interviewers want to know if you're genuinely interested in this position or it's just one of your many options. Simply, they want to know if you're the top choice. Honestly, it's the best policy. If you're applying for other jobs, say so. You don't have to necessarily say where you're applying unless you have another offer, but they may want to know where in the hiring process you are with another companies. You can also mention that you're actively looking for offers if your interviewers ask. And the example is, are you applying for other jobs? I've applied to a couple of other firms, but this role is really the one I'm most excited about right now because the required skills match well with that skills I have. And it seems like a great opportunity for me to contribute to your mission, as well as a great next move for my career. And the last, from your resume, it seems you took a gap year. Would you like to tell me why that was? Let your interviewer know that your gap year wasn't about procrastinating over your transition from childhood to adulthood, but that it added value to the confident professional you have become. Based on what part of the world you're in and how common these are, employers are likely looking to hear stories at what you did and how your experience have benefited and prepared you for this role. And the example is, from your resume, it seems you took a gap year. Would you like to tell me why that was? During my last year of high school, I didn't feel ready to choose my educational path, so I took a wilderness course for a few months to sort out my life goals. It may seem a little random, but the time I spent actually helped me develop so many new skills in the areas of leadership, communication, and computer programming. To make a winning impression, you'll need to answer each question with poise and patience, but practicing first really helps. Meticulous preparation will allow you to appear confident and in control, helping position you the ideal candidate when the competition is tough. Okay guys, these are tips and tutorial in answering job interview questions. Hope you can help and thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.